nonetheless, yeah, we gonna touch it tonight. Gonna be so interested. This is almost like a continuation from Monday. It's like a part two. It's like Monday on steroids. That's what this is, because Monday was a general thing, and we went around the world and all and change. Well, tonight this is like Barbados on steroids. Monday night to a different level. I gonna play a video. Let me put this on vibrate. Otherwise, just going to just keep going off over and over. Yeah. We going to touch on some stuff. I got a link to play for y'all, and I want y'all to pay attention to the 4-minute section of the video. Yeah, I gonna play. I was going to chop it up at first, but I might still chop it up. Yeah, and dialogue. But I want y'all to. I gonna tell y'all when to pay attention. So you got to stick around for that. You cannot miss this. You got to hear this. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. Barbados today is the 12th of April. Yesterday would have been the 11th. And it's been a case that's been going on since last year, January, involving a brother and a few other associates behind the scene that were challenging the constitutional rights, I should say, of people who were supposed to have voted in the previous election, and how their constitutional rights were violated by not affording them the ability to do so for an election. Imagine that, right? And this case has been going on and on and on, and all it's been getting is adjourn. Now, the brother went to court yesterday. I don't know the details, or I should have gone to court yesterday. I don't know the details as yet, but I don't know Phil and what he's dealing with. I bet there's so much stuff that can be said. What will not be said is that they started and reached a point. It's always some back and forth, something all the time. But we're going to see why tonight in a minute. Why it's a back and forth. I mean, we'll talk about that. I don't know if he's watching or not, if he's want to call in, but we'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, I'm going to drop this message real quick. One of my favorite families here, just pull in on this. Y'all good? If y'all good, I'm good. Go tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Politically incorrect, up and running. Tonight is Monday night on steroids. Lion is a lion, family. Pull out from the top, man. Real quick, easy, so for sure. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. Tell a friend and tell a friend. We in the building, family. Lion is a lion. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. Mystic, I see you.
Of genetics, kin of kindred of Alpha Omega.
Yes.
Allegorical art of a case of the one that is your art of the covenant and Moses anchor. Like God attacking in this ocean and life.
Tell a friend, family. Tonight, politically incorrect, up and running. This is the special jet edition. This is the cargo plane edition. This is special jet. Lion is lion. We gonna get there fast tonight, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Tell a friend and tell a friend, family. Yes. Lion, this is lion season, family. This is the time for the hyenas. Strictly lion hearts, family. Strictly lion hearts, family. This is not hyena season. Yes. Yes. Lion season, family. This is for the hyenas, man. Yes. Go tell a friend and tell a friend, family. Tell a friend, family. Lion is lion. Lion is lion. Commander of armies. Lion is lion, family. No hyenas allowed. No hyenas allowed, man. No hyenas allowed, family. Shout out to Fabian. Shout out to Fabian, man. Brother approached me in the supermarket. I was on the phone. Yes. Lion is a lion, family. Yes. Barbados. Lion is lion. Trinidad. Lion is lion. St. Lucia, Dominica. Lion is lion. The whole Caribbean. Call it the Antilles. With our word family, the Antilles. I just love where it comes from. Lion is lion, family. Lion is lion. Grenada. Dominican. Lion is lion. California. Lion is lion. Big crew, man. Look, I would love to play the whole thing, but I can't, man. Lion, family. Every day. In heart season, family. No hyenas allowed, man. Give thanks to the family. Shout out to the whole Virgin Islands, man. That sister right there. Look. Anyhow, for those interested, the link is in the comments. Feel free to go and play the whole session on stage live. Pure energy, y'all already see what's going on, man. Welcome again to Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct. If you're not joining, if you haven't done so yet, I'm telling you right now, it's important. You know, click the like, click the subscribe, click the share. You know, yeah, don't just keep it to yourself. The brother told me today, I was in the supermarket there grabbing 1 or 2 little items. And by the way, how do I sound? Because I made some subtle changes to the sound system here. Made some subtle changes. Let me know how I sound out there in cyborg space. Let me know how it coming across to you. If it's any better. Yeah, I can't make this stuff up, man. I can't make this stuff up. Let me know what's going on, family. But the brothers, I was on the phone talking to a sister away and abroad. You know, they say overseas. I ain't on the phone, I walking. I saw the brother looked at me the first time in the corner, eye peripheral. I said, I just noted. Went on the aisle and came out the other side, and I noticed the peripheral again. I just observed and kept walking. But I was going back across to the fridge to grab some water and some other stuff. I noticed the brother said, excuse me, I know you're on the phone. I don't want to, he said, I don't know you, but I know that voice. I was like, oh, man. But anyhow, shout out to the brother, man. Shout out to Fabian. I give thanks, full respect. I love what you said. It is very inspiring. It's very humbling. And as an elder, a mature man, I can see that you about your affairs. It's the meek shall inherit the earth here. Real thing. I give thanks for all y'all that take the time to come plug in, whether on YouTube. Shout out to the YouTubers, by the way. Shout out to those on Facebook and who catch it on Facebook, who catch it on YouTube, who catching it now, who catching it later, now or later. Yeah, we thank you. We thank you. Yeah. You sound fresh, loud, and clear, Monica. Yeah, getting there. Yeah, we getting there, man. The man say you know the voice. How does this voice sound? I don't know if it's coming too loud and clear. Yeah, but anyhow, give thanks. So, like I said, this is the Jet edition. We ain't wasting no time. I want to play this clip. I'm gonna pull this from the top. I'm gonna just pull it from the top real quick. And go from there. Let me just share this one instead. Let me pull this from the top at 0 speed. So now what we're going to hear is, well, before I get into that, let me set the stage. The personification of the state. When you hear that word personification, what comes to mind? Personification of the state. What does that mean? What does the word personification mean? It's two words, person and efficate. Well, effication. That sounds a bit like a little long-winded there, you know. I don't know, that sounds a little long-winded. But what does those words really mean? What does those words really mean? Let's take a look real quick and see. Person, well, I don't even have my legal dictionary to hand, but write this down. The word person, you know, when you say person, well, what do you mean when you say person? You know, a person. What is a person? Well, for more popular definitions, by all measures, you would think a person is a human being. Well, that's if you read it in the English dictionary. You read the word person in the legal dictionary, you might be surprised to get a different definition, but that's your homework. So we're going to deal with this based on face value. Person, well, how should I put it? It may come across different based on, I don't want to say English because, you know, English language made up of different words, but they won't say personification. Personification is how they pronounce it, but English is one of them funny languages, right? So we know that the person is what we classify as a human being. We're going to split it in the middle. And the ification is, well, the process of becoming, or what they would say coming into being, or not quite being. So it's artificial. In other words, it's fictional, it's fictitious, it is not real. So personification basically is something that's not real, but it is seen and should be believed as real. In other words, it's an imaginary person. We just gonna pretend that we are having a tea party and that the other personification on the other side is having tea with us. In psychology, they might think you're going crazy. But for some reason, our government seem okay with the word personification, because this is what they do when it comes to that. Let me just go and jump into this clip real quick. Recognize her? Do you recognize her? Listen, hold on a minute. I'm going to pause. Let me just go back here real quick. Shout out to everybody online that logged in and typed in something. Love and light. You know, blessed to you too, family. Greetings to Maria. I see you. Greetings to everyone. Good night. Bless up, family. Greetings. Yes. Lions. That's right. No hyenas tonight. Here we're going on, though. It's important, very important, that you type something and increase this so-called algorithm. And I'll tell you why. It's become obvious to me that what I started as a joke, I don't even have it here, with an old cell phone, 2 clothespins on top of the ironing board, pirating Wi-Fi, and y'all remember how those days was, just to make fun of this personification. At the time it was the crown, now it's the state. I want y'all to realize something. Politically incorrect has personified itself. It has now become an entity outside of myself, and it's taken on the characteristics of a real human. I mean, why not, right? Anyhow, family, we all listen to this real carefully. Pay attention. I won't play the whole thing, but pay attention carefully. I'm going to put the link as well up in the comments as per usual. And I needed to pay attention to this one right here. This one right here a bit deep. Yeah. Coming to you live and direct.
The Crown is the state in all its aspects within the jurisprudence of the Commonwealth realms and their subdivisions, such as Crown dependencies, provinces, or states. Legally ill-defined, the term has different meanings depending on context. It is used to designate the monarch in either a personal capacity, as head of the Commonwealth, or as the king or queen of his or her realms. It can also refer to the rule of law. However, in common parlance, the Crown refers to the functions of government and the civil service. A corporation sole, the Crown is the legal embodiment of executive, legislative, and judicial governance in the monarchy of each country.
Did y'all catch that? Let me pull it again.
Functions of government and the civil service. A corporation sole,
A corporation sole. I'm gonna just pause here a minute for dramatic effects. Hold on. Let me see who caught that, man. Y'all caught that? What they call crown legally is considered a corporate sole. Now, I really should be at this point clicking on corporate sole and researching it and showing you that information. But the truth is, do your homework. This is lion season. This is for the hyenas. If you want here watching this like it's a show, you gotta change your channel. Rather just log off right now and go and watch TikTok. This ain't no show. This ain't for show. You know what I'm saying? This is serious, man. So write your notes and go and do your research. If you serious about this thing, if you about this life, you about this life. I ain't gonna tell you look it up. A corporate sole. So would I try to say that Barbados is owned by the crown, the corporate sole, it would mean that Barbados is a corporation with the personification of the crown, which we were taught to believe is a physical being called the Queen in England, like the picture right there. I know she's gone, but she's still relevant in the afterlife. Yeah. So this is where the lie began, family. We were told in 1966 that we have a monarch in England. Well, we were given the illusion that we had a hold up. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Let me just go ahead and post this link right where. Let me just rest this right here real quick. Hold on a minute. Let me just rest this right here real quick. For those paying attention. Let me go back here real quick and continue, because y'all think I play, man. 31 seconds into this, and you are given the secret. But wait, there's more.
Crown is the legal embodiment of executive, legislative, and judicial governance in the monarchy of each country. These monarchies are united by the personal union of their monarch, but they are independent states. The concept of the crown.
They are independent states. Don't get tight with this thing.
Developed first in England as a separation of the literal crown and property of the kingdom from the person and personal property of the monarch.
Hold on. Let me go back. Y'all caught that? It is separated, and it is separate from the actual person or the individual who is really the head. This thing is an illusion. It's a fiction illusion. It's a magic trick, making you think that it's a physical entity. And the truth is, it's a corporation soul, which is funny because the word corporation, the word corpse, is a dead entity. It's a corpse. What is a corpse, family? Go look the word corpse up. Corpse is dead. Ask anybody who work in the morgue or the funeral home. What's a corpse? What's a corpse? It's dead. So it's a dead soul. Corporation soul is a dead soul. We've been under the governing power of a dead soul. But that was before you plugged into politically incorrect. You better go tell a friend and tell a friend. Y'all don't want to miss this tonight. I'm telling you. Oh, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. The brother said he couldn't sleep the other night. Well, he gonna have nightmares tonight. Listen, man, hold on. Let me stop. Y'all think I playing, man. I ain't going no further, man. I ain't gonna pull one and pass the moves, man. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. I can just shut it down. I am not wasting my time tonight. This is too important. Y'all see what's going on. Everybody hear what's going on, and then nobody coming and telling you what you hearing on politically incorrect. And guess what? It's not even me. You see me. It's not even me. It's my personification. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Somebody said I should have been a comedian. I said it's funny because ain't nothing funny to me. You might see me smile, but ain't nothing funny. I mean, I might crack a smile, but ain't nothing funny. Late for session, family. Nah, you good, you good, you good. You ain't late. Barbados government is a corporation. Look at right there. It's a corporation. What is a corp? What is a corpse? It's a corpse. It's a corpse. And guess what? Yes, we are the product of the business. That's why you got the certificate of item on the shelf called birth. See, you ain't never heard it like this. A lot of people talk about sovereignty and getting documents and doing this and and pay this money and A lot of that is scam, family. I'm going to give you the truth right here, though. You're going to hear it because part of it is the truth to it. But if you don't know the fullness of it, you can't represent the realness of it. Therefore, you can never be sovereign consciously because you ain't even seeing the bigger picture. Only Rasta can liberate the people. A corpse is a dead person. But wait a minute. The Krong is a corporation soul. Make that make sense, family. But hold on. Before I get ahead of myself, go tell a friend to tell a friend. Go share this with your groups. Go share this in your chat. Share this on your status. Go share this and let it be heard across Barbados tonight. This right here is how we've been tricked, hoodwinked, and bamboozled. I'm giving it to you right here. This should be a university course, man. Real thing. But His Majesty said, right, that when knowledge is given to you freely, you give it to the people accordingly. So guess what? Buckle up, family. Listen to this very carefully.
States. The concept of the crown developed first in England as a separation of the literal crown and property of the kingdom from the person and personal property of the monarch. It spread through English and later British colonization and is now rooted in the legal lexicon of the United Kingdom, its crown dependencies, and the other 15 independent realms. It is not to be confused with any physical crown, such as those of the British regalia. The term is also
Wait, hold on.
with any physical crown, and is now rooted in the legal lexicon of the United Kingdom, its crown dependencies, and the other 15 independent realms. It is not to be confused with any physical crown, such as.
It is not to be confused. Y'all hearing this, or is just me? Come on. Talk to me tonight, family. I need some talk to me. I need some feed forward. Talk to me. Talk to me, family. Somebody talk to me. Talk to me. Y'all hearing this, or is just me? Not to be confused. Not to be confused with any real. So what is this? This thing called crown. If it's not the real crown. If it's not the real crown, then what is it? What is it? It's a joke. It's an illusion.
As those of the British regalia. The term is.
This is not to be confused with the crown of the British regalia. In other words, that term, the crown, has nothing to do with Elizabeth. Nothing. Yet they play with it. Listen to this, though.
Is also found in various expressions such as crown land, which some countries refer to as public.
Hold on. Let me pull that one again. Y'all got to hear this, man.
And is now rooted in the legal lexicon of the United Kingdom, its crown dependencies, and the other 15 independent realms. It is not to be confused with any physical crown, such as those of the British regalia. The term is also found in various expressions such as crown land, which some countries refer to as public land or state land, as well as in some offices, such as Minister of the Crown, Crown Attorney, and Crown Prosecutor. Concept.
Not to be confused. Crown land. So in other words, when you heard the government telling you about something called crown land, we were led to believe that it was land belonging to the crown in England. get to find out it's just a personification of the crown. In other words, it's nobody real. It's a fiction. So when you went to court and they said it was you versus the crown, guess what? If you ask them to bring the crown to, to say everybody out, it's by law, they say you have a right to face your accusers. The crown can never come to court because the truth is, the crown don't exist. It does not exist. They refer to it as her, but she is the cat mother because she don't exist. Ooh. Anyhow, let me get to this part. Let me go to the rest because I want to do sign outs in a minute. Let me just get to the rest of this real quick. I'm not playing the whole thing, but check this out.
Topic: Concept.
Concept.
The concept of the crown took form under the feudal system. Though not used this way in all countries that had this system, in England, all rights and privileges were ultimately bestowed by the ruler. Land, for instance, was granted by the crown to lords in exchange for feudal services, and they, in turn, granted the land to lesser lords. One exception to this was common socage. Owners of land held as socage held it subject only to the crown. When such lands become owner-less, they are said to escheat, i.e., return to direct ownership of the crown lands. Bona vacantia is the royal prerogative by which unknown property, primarily unclaimed inheritances, become the property of the crown, except in.
Hold on, let me go back there. Listen to this carefully, family, about unclaimed inheritance. Listen carefully to this thing here. Remember, lost at sea. So if you lost at sea, you can't claim your estate. Remember the leasee? Remember the leasee, the land, the leaser and the leasee, those who leasing the property, or they couldn't find anyone to claim the inheritance of the land because you lost at sea.
When such lands become owner-less, they are said to escheat, i.e., return to direct ownership of the crown lands. Bona vacantia is the royal prerogative by which unknown property, primarily unclaimed inheritances, become the property of the crown, except in Cornwall, where it becomes the property of the Duke of Cornwall, or Lancashire, where it becomes the property of the Duke of Lancaster. The monarch is the living embodiment of the crown and, as such, is regarded as the personification of the state. The body of the reigning sovereign thus holds two distinct personas in constant coexistence, that of a natural-born human being and that of the state as accorded to him or her through law. The crown and the monarch are conceptually divisible but legally indivisible. He office cannot exist without the office holder. The terms the state, the crown in right of jurisdiction, Her Majesty the Queen in right of jurisdiction, and similar are all synonymous, and the monarch's legal personality is sometimes referred to simply as the relevant jurisdiction's name. In countries using systems of government derived from Roman civil law, the state is
Roman civil law
the equivalent concept to the crown. Government is simply as the
Let me go back. Roman civil law. Listen what the state is, because we're going from the crown now, or it's going from crown to state. Listen to the illusion, family, because they'll have you to think that because it's no longer the crown, we now a republic, we now got the state. They're two separate things. But the reality is it's the same personification. That's how crazy this is. The republic. It's all an illusion, family. It's an illusion. Don't believe me? What law does Barbados follow? Is it not Westminster? What is Westminster and what is the origin of Westminster? Is it not Roman? Listen to this, man.
relevant jurisdiction's name. In countries using systems of government derived from Roman civil law, the state is the equivalent concept to the crown. As such, the king or queen is the employer of all government officials and staff, including the viceroys, judges, members of the armed forces, police officers, and parliamentarians, the guardian of foster children, crown wards, as well as the owner of all state lands, crown land, buildings and equipment, crown-held property, state-owned companies, crown corporations, and the copyright for government publications, crown copyright.
Is all belong to the crown. Oh, sorry. In this case, the state. It's all the same fictional personification. It is all a hoax. And the sooner we come to that realization, the better we will be. because folks going on as if it is business as usual in BIM. And if you go back and listen to everything the prime servant told you, she already explained where she's going. So, I mean, it's obvious. If she were to leave here tomorrow, who is going to fill her shoes? Where would Barbados be other than a state of complete chaos? Look, this, man, look. The link in the chat, sis, a little further up top, right there. Look, bam. The link in the chat, right there. For those on Facebook and for those on YouTube, the link right there. You know what I mean? So if you just scroll through the chat, you'll find it. But again, I like to put it in the description, but that's a lot of work. And after I finish the program, going back through the links to re-edit stuff, I had to hire someone. I had to hire someone or somebody got volunteer to do that kind of stuff. It's just, I come off the programs at night. I'm telling you, man, it don't be the end. It just be the beginning. Just be more stuff going on. But a serious thing though, family, you gotta listen to the rest. You gotta hear the rest of this. It's a bit longer, and okay, you know what? I give you a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
This is all in his or her position as sovereign, and not as an individual. All such property is held by the Crown in perpetuity and cannot be sold by the sovereign without the proper advice and consent of his or her relevant ministers. The Crown also represents the legal embodiment of executive, legislative, and judicial governance. While the Crown's legal personality is usually regarded as a corporation sole, it can, at least for some purposes, be described as a corporation aggregate headed by the monarch.
A corporation sole. So Barbados then is officially it's a corporation then, obviously. And although we say we are no republic, it means that basically we just sold it to a new owner. So let me play God's advocate. Let me just play God's advocate for a second here. Just God's advocate for a second. If it was a colony before 1966, Barbados was a colony. It was colonized in 1627 according to one doctrine of history in Barbados, and another one got a different date, but we are not here to discuss the discrepancies. So it was a colony, colonized. It was an island that was colonized in 1627. Basically, they killed all these indigenous people and stole their land under the doctrine of discovery. That's what they basically did. The Christians killed people who they felt weren't worthy of, having this land, and they felt they were superior because, after all, they're Christians. We must be better than you. So they killed the indigenous people who they could capture and stole the land, forced the rest to work for them for centuries, brought in some other folks to help them to know how that went. And at some point they said, well, we're going to free you, but you got to come work for me, and I'll give you a couple of dollars to buy food and pay rent and stuff from me. Although I owe you, you still got to pay me. But anyhow, we come forward now. So they said, well, we want to actually govern ourselves. We don't want you governing us no more under the colony. We want to make it a neo-colony. Oh, sorry. We want independence. We want to run it on your behalf. So we got independence in 1966 and became a neo-colony. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. We became an independent crown, imaginary crown, monarchy country. Yeah, became a country in 1966 with a fake monarchy. We didn't have the real one anymore. We now had a fictitious one, ironically, that was really linked to the real one, but it wasn't the real one, but interchangeably depending on how she felt. Right. Fast forward now. But we don't want that independence anymore. Colonial thing, neo-colony. We want now republic status. So we're going to get rid of the crown. We're going to call it state, but we're going to keep the same laws and rules and regulations and the same government and keep going the same direction. Right. So we got rid of the previous owner. Now we have a new owner because it's a corporation. So the question now is, what if the Queen don't own it no more? Who own Barbados now then? Well, who own the corporation? If you want to find out something, always follow the money. Who owned the corporation? Who stands to profit the most from Barbados becoming a republic? Because it wasn't the people, because everything went up since then. They blame COVID. But we know that COVID is the reason why prices is going up. That is definitely not the reason. We could have been planting food, but here, COVID, 3 years, the COVID lasts, right? You know what crop you could have harvested in 3 years? I'm just saying, don't blame me. The food bill we cut, that money for food would have got diverted to some of the ready. We could have gone into manufacturing. We start buying raw materials in other countries and start manufacturing our own stuff here that we need in the region. To CARICOM is a joke, because if CARICOM was serious, CARICOM, the amount of people who live in the Caribbean collectively, we could have our own industry, collective manufacturing for the sake of the region. Rather than ordering stuff from China, we make it right here. That time for the ship take too long though. But I ain't the prime servant, so I can't make them decisions. Nevertheless, family, the reality is we've been hoodwinked and bamboozled, and this borrowing money, this debt has been placed on our children. So they've sold out the children in the future in exchange for comfortability today. Unfortunately, it doesn't end there.
Topic: distinction between the monarch and the crown. Whilst the crown frequently refers to the monarch, it should be noted that where this reference is made in re the monarch as opposed to the state more generally, this reference is to the monarch in their capacity as monarch, and does not refer to that individual in their totality of ownership, interests and actions. The monarch can act in an official capacity as the crown and in a private capacity. This duality of characterization can be illustrated in several ways. In property ownership, for example, although both are royal residences, Buckingham Palace is the property of the Crown via the Crown Estate, an organ of government, whilst Balmoral Castle is the property of Elizabeth II personally, and not of the Crown. The latter property can be freely alienated by the Queen, whereas any disposition of the former property would need to be done via instrument of government as an act of state. Similarly, the Queen's bank accounts at Coots, a private entity, albeit whose parent entity, Royal Bank of Scotland, is coincidentally majority owned by the state as a result of a bail-out of the bank during the financial crisis of 2007-2008, contain components of her private wealth only, whilst the resources of the monarch acting as the Crown are dispensed from home treasury and the Crown estate to the royal household. A third example is in employment relationships. Elizabeth II can use her private resources to employ persons to run her private affairs, even if in practice it is likely that her private enterprises such as the Balmoral and Sandringham estates are structured as companies, which as entities with separate legal personality in Scots and English law would be the true hirer of an employee, which makes this unlikely in practice. However, those who assist as employees of the monarch as the Crown, e.g. the staff at Buckingham Palace, do so on employment from the royal household, the official department charged with supporting the monarch. Those who are directly appointed to official positions by the monarch, commissions in the army, judges of the courts of England and Wales, governors of Canadian provinces to take discrete examples, form a third category, where the Crown as monarch begins to blend into the Crown as state. Strictly speaking, government officials are for the service of the monarch acting officially, whilst she might hire private advocates to pursue actions in her private life. Thus the monarch's main lawyer as to English law is the government's lawyer, the Attorney General, but in her private capacity she instructs Ferrer & Co., an independent law firm. Note that whilst there is a distinction between the monarch's two capacities, official and private, there is an exception to this rule, where there is unity of capacities, this being the style and form of address of the monarch. As described in McCormick v. Lord Advocate, amongst the royal prerogatives is the right and authority of the monarch to style themselves, and command others to so style them, with such combination of name and regnal number as they wish. Thus Albert, Duke of York designated himself George VI on his accession to the throne. Accompanying this style is the form of address of the monarch. This varies across Commonwealth realms, but in all is the monarch addressed as your.
All right, when you get a chance, listen to the rest of that. I like the part when they talk the governments work for the Crown, not the people. They work for the Crown. But that was a broader spectrum, because obviously it talked about the Crown and England, and they said, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That without, but Big Man, you going very far for that information. All right, it makes sense, and I could understand that. You know, you got a point. People gave them all the power they have. Of course, the people gave them all the power they have. This is indeed true. That's right, the government of Canada. But see, you got to understand. Canada is only the border. Canada is only the coastline. This is maritime versus common law, or better yet, law of the land. You got to understand that through the doctrine of discovery, you disrupt people who had their own land, sovereign, had their own rules, regulations, and order. The key word there is order. And you came, invade in the name of Christ, took this stuff and called it yours, and later on put a bunch of, you wrote the rules and regulations that govern everybody on your stolen property. You wrote the rules and regulation of governance on your stolen property that other people who came there by will or by force had to adhere to, and you left governing body and legislations in place to govern these people and appoint people to execute these regulations you put in place to govern the people on the stolen property. Make this make sense, family? And you got ministers who argue and debate in parliament. It is a look, man, you cannot make this up. Ignorance, the epitome of ignorance is politics. Facts. Make it make sense, man. And they sit there with a shirt and pretty tie and jacket and talk a bunch of, I mean, come on, man. Don't even start me. But anyhow, like the brother said, you know, you going far. Let me bring it closer to home. This right here, for those who didn't catch it last night, this is Barbados. First of all, let me get the top. The monarchy of Barbados. Let me come down here to the part that mark on personification of state. Let me click on that link right there. Let me click on that. Matter of fact, let me copy this too. Y'all need to read this, man. Let me put this in the link. Let me put this link right here. The link is also in the comments. Family, you got to check this out. You cannot make this stuff up, family. Fire Taki, greetings, Rastafari. What going on, sister? Yeah, big up to the whole Virgin Islands. The whole Virgin Islands. I love the family in the building. Give thanks, Empress. For sure. It's good to see the eye. Real thing. Yeah. Oh, man, now look. Oh, the fire in the building. So y'all know what time it is now. It was blazing before. It about to get real hot up in here. It's getting hot in here. Right now, you ain't got to take off nothing, though. At least if you home by yourself, probably, but not on the live. At least I ain't doing it. Shucks. You want ratings? Rastman get you to start. Anyhow. Right, so personification of state. After all, it's an entity. This is Barbados, family. The Barbadian sovereign was regarded as the personification or legal personality. Now, what's a personality? I mean, a legal personality. What does it mean by personality? The Barbadian sovereign was regarded as the personification or legal personality of the Barbadian state. What is a legal personality? Therefore, the state was referred to as Her Majesty in right of Barbados. The monarch, her position as sovereign and not as an individual, was thus the owner of all state land called Crown land, buildings and equipment called Crown held property, as well as the copyrights of all literary and artistic works called Crown copyright. Government staff, the civil servants, were also employed by the monarch or the governor general, as were Supreme Court judges. Phil, you want to know why you can't get that case sorted out? Look right here, look. As were Supreme Court judges, members of the Barbados Defense Force, police officers, and senators. Talk about a conflict of interest, right? So, look, as an embodiment of the Barbadian state, the monarch was the locus of oaths and allegiance required of many employees of the crown, as well as by new citizens. Remember that 189,000 people, as well as new citizens, as per the oath of citizenship laid out in the Barbados Citizen Act. Wow. You can't make this up, family. You cannot make this up. All I'm going to tell you, right, people, is that, you know, we feel we get, man, we I can't even say we feel we really understand what's going on, because the reality is a lot of this information is new to a lot of people. That's why I say do your homework, familiarize yourself with language, the words, and start looking up stuff and asking questions, because these so-called politicians come around and talk, and for the average person just listening to promises and hope for the best. Nah, we can't pass it on to the children though. Like that ain't making a sense. And the children watching this and realizing that, man, these people here can't be for real. They seeing the whole world on internet, TikTok, whatever, and then they watch you and realize that, man, you talking bare foolishness. That ain't making a sense to them. Make it make sense, family. Make it make sense. We're dealing with a fictional character. It's called a legal personality. So when they say that Barbados is a sovereign state, right? When they tell you it's a sovereign state, guess what? The Barbadian sovereign was regarded as a personification. Personification, as we know, is not real. It is not real. Fiction, fictitious. Presumed to be, but not quite. Presumed to be, but not quite. Speaker of the man, this is Michael Carrington, Speaker of the Barbadian House of Assembly in 2012. Said Barbados would forever be indebted to Her Majesty for providing the powerful and necessary symbol of continuity, the assurance by remaining as the head of state. Well, we say we're a republic now. We no longer have a head of state. We have a president. The truth is, Her Majesty, look at right here, family. This is light. Look, I can't even make this stuff up. Barbados would forever be indebted to Her Majesty. The problem is, when you heard that Her Majesty, you rightfully would assume the Queen. But what you did not know, that Her Majesty in Barbados is the personification of Barbadian sovereign. That is a legal personality. It's just a legal personality. It is not an individual with flesh and blood. It's a corporation. It's a fictional character called Crown, which is now known as the state. It's the same, is equivalent to a mannequin in case shared the ground floor if you're going by husband to buy a pair of Levi jeans. It dress up like a person. It go on the clothes like a person. But then again, it is a person, not an individual. That may make sense later. Modesty, right? The monarch, her position as sovereign and not as an individual, was thus the owner of all state land, known as the Crown's land. Y'all see this, man? Like, y'all, like, hold on. Y'all see this reference here? The Barbados Advocate, the 9th of November 2008, archives from the original. I wonder what more homes on the way. Interesting. I need to click on this here, open this a little later, take a look at what's going on there. The original, let me click on that too. Research in progress. Listen, family, you cannot make this up. Matter of fact, let me look right there, man. The monarch, her position as sovereign and not as an individual, was thus the owner of all state lands, known as Crown lands. So when I tell you all to go and look for a piece of land and make it yours, you think I'd be joking? You can let it get the Chinese all the land, or whoever else buying all the land. Look, they have been set. Look, man, there are treaties that were written for even Barbados with indigenous people in mind that they violated. They wrote a treaty, then they came back and slaughtered as many people as they possibly could who didn't get slaughtered had to flee Barbados and went across and fled to Yarraman, Hyroon land, which is now known as St. Vincent, another corporation known as St. Vincent. They named stolen land after St. Vincent, a wicked pope, man. My name Pope Vincent. Go look him up. Go look him up. They named stolen property after a saint. I mean, after they murdered the people, and Barbados Treaty was violated. So the land that was indigenous, that was supposed to be saved for the people who were originally here, well, guess what? The doctrine of discovery was put in effect, and they claim it in the name of the crown and the name of Christ. And that's where we are today. So we are now saying, well, guess what? We are the indigenous ones, the descendants of those that were brutalized, oppressed, and marginalized for centuries. And we are saying to you, the state, the fictitious state and the crown, that we are taking our land back. We're not asking you back for it. We are just notifying you that we are taking it from you. Because after all, you can't fight for it. Why? Because you don't exist. You don't. You're going to have to send out your security forces known as the defense force and the police officers, the policy enforcers, the policy officers, the policy officers, the officers of the policy. They are not the law. They're just officers of policy, just policy. So what is the policy? Where's the contract that outlines I have an agreement with you to observe your policies? Show us the contract. Show us the agreement we made. We ain't made no agreement. Show us the treaty instead. How that sound? How that sound? Anyhow, family, go do the rest of your work, family. I mean, I put the links up. You got the links. Go do your digging. If you serious, if you buck this, man, this ain't food that come to you on a platter. You're going to have to hunt for you. You're going to have to hunt. You earn your keep on politically incorrect. This ain't KFC or Chafet. Ain't no drive-thru service here. You got to cut the onions and the peppers and the chives. You got to put the water. You got to put the stove on. You got to light the fire. You got to stir the pot. You got to season it to flavor it to your desire. I might like spice and pepper. You might not like that so high. You may not like the flavor higher, but I inspire. Anyhow, family, man, like I'm out. I what time is it, man? Well, I've been on here how long? Let me see. I'm done, man. Some of this info it put in the context is historical. She said, in literature, personification is ascribing human characteristics to an inanimate, dead object. So in this case, personification is a legal fiction or a bigger scale with a country instead of a human being. Facts. Facts. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that right there, man. Facts, man. We got to stop playing this game, family. This is how we've been following this system blindly. You know, I told someone the other day, they got us looking now for a zombie apocalypse. Well, I'm telling you, you look around right now, you will see the zombie apocalypse. The word apocalypse means unveiling. You see, we always thought it was a doom and a gloom. The word apocalypse basically means that which was hidden is now revealed. So if we have a zombie apocalypse, it means that the zombies that you could see before, you will now see. That's basically what it means. So guess what? Look around you. You see people going along every day doing this thing like real zombies. They're just going. They don't know where they're going. They're just going. They're going nowhere fast. Like they're living their life on a treadmill. And year after year after year, the same thing. This is how companies are structured. I could be the owner of a company, but the company is not me, and vice versa. LLC, S corporation. Break it down. Limited liability. You know what I mean? This is serious, family. That's what it is. Many of us believe the police are there to serve the public. They are there to protect public property on behalf of the state. Man, somebody here, look, somebody move to the front of the class. Somebody come take a look at this. Somebody come take a look at this. Come take a look at this. Politically incorrect got scholars, man. I telling y'all, look, family. Look, man. Living without oxygen. Serious thing, man. The agreement comes when you elect the government. So the structure has to be changed if we need a different way forward. I ain't saying nothing right now. We're the 20th soon here, right, family? For those who know what that date means, those who know what it means. Shout out to Bonga Likes and Mama, by the way. Rastafari Progressive, but as always. And all, anybody else putting in work, Marcia Weeks, all the others, what I'm saying, putting in work, sharing knowledge and all the other voice notes that you hear as well. And I ain't calling no names. I don't, I shout out the people, man. Anyhow, family. Sister said, don't vote. Don't vote. Listen, 70% of the island didn't vote the last time, and that didn't stop them. So simply not voting, being honest, ain't gonna be enough. It'll send a message, yes. And the message was sent, yes. So no action got to follow that. So we're looking for action, and we're looking for it soon, man. Soon and very soon. Soon and very soon. Soon and very soon. What was it, Barbados? Sorry, I just took a look at this article, More Homes Coming, and it said the government at the time in 2008, I guess that was the DLP, I think in November or September, I think one of the two. Anyhow, they were supposed to be building 3,500 new houses, 3,500 new homes. I don't know where in Barbados 3,500 new homes were built from 2008 to now. But hey, may God talk to the Eminem man up there in Kobe and start counting and see that's what it was talking about. I saw, look, hold on, man. Let me stop. I hear stuttering. I ain't stuttering. I got too many thoughts what I want to say. I suppose that's where you stutter, right? I gonna say anyhow. I used to be embarrassed, family. I sit here, read this stuff. I was saying to myself, it can't just be me that's seeing this. It can't be just me. Family, and people saying, wake up, wake up. Look, if you're going to wake up and do nothing, you might as well just go back to sleep. Don't, just go back to sleep. Because it don't make sense becoming aware of this information, start seeing what's going on, and we still say, no, well, you know what you could do? You might as well go back to sleep. Cypher, you get plugged back in, man. Because the reality is, to whom much is given, much more is required. Now that you have this information, family, between Monday to night, you got to wait till Friday. I ain't even touched that yet. We going to see. The next step is, okay, Emmanuel, so what's the plan? Okay. Well, like I said, and I've said it before, if you are interested, link up on WhatsApp, send a message, send a pigeon, send a kite. The number is area code 246-838-8250. Sorry, 8253. That's area code 246-838-8253. Hit us up on WhatsApp, send a message. I said, send a smoke cloud, whatever you got to do. Link up, man. Let me make this thing happen. We got this going on. Right now, there's a drought in Barbados. Well, they say there's a lack of water. I ain't even touching that. I ain't even touching it. We have an initiative that we working on. It's going to be announced in the fade circle of light. And going forward, we know what it is, man. We know what it is, man. Cognitive dissonance is real. Fact. Shout out to Dr. Joy, by the way. Dr. Joy. His Sweet Pea said, so true. Go back to sleep. Yeah, weak housing policies over the year, and an alternate program is operation of the island is needed. Well, man, we can talk, we can talk, we can talk. We gonna fade to black. Get it? We gonna fade to black. We gonna talk, and we gonna fade light. Anyhow, what happened to the 1,500 homes under the DLP? Well, I don't know. That article was about that article. Like I said, I don't generally make this program political because it's not political. I ain't on that page. Like I don't deal with the politics. I deal with the people, not the politics. But what I will do is just do this one, not this one. I'll just go ahead and share it real quick. And I'll give you all the link as well. You can go check it out. Go check this link out. Let me just post this. Let me just post this right here for those who are interested. This is from the web archives. This is the archives. And the link is right there in the comments, family. Go check it out yourself. Go check that out. But it talks about more homes on the way. And this is from 2008. See what I'm saying? And it wasn't 1,500 homes that we're talking about. You know, it was basically 3,500 they were talking about. It was a program called HELP, which stands for Housing Every Last Person. A government initiative by Lashley said authorities had now started the acquisition process at Bushy Park in St. Philip for land that can give us at least 2,500 homes. Now here's a question. If they started the acquisition of this property, which means that they bought the property, which means they probably paid somebody for the land and then build the houses, you don't think the body should give back the money? I know. Either way, it's still indigenous property, so you gotta get a refund anyhow because land ain't yours. They don't have the authority to sell it. But anyhow, the acquisition of land. Why would the government, who have so much crown land they say belong to them, have to start the acquisition process for land to build houses on? I know. Make it make sense, because I ain't get it. You know, it's not a legal program. We're just asking questions. Just answering questions. Yeah. Just answering questions. Anyhow, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that, family. Anyhow, hope you all, enjoy the evening thus far. I hope that you took something with you. I hope that you got the information you were looking for, and I also hope that you can take it now and build on it. One last thing I want to share before I go off tonight is a link I came across from a brother page. The ban TikTok bill is legal. The ban TikTok bill is legit terrifying. The brother said, he said the bill is terrifying. Now, what do I mean by that? There's been a bill that was passed recently in America. They're looking to ban TikTok. Now, that has serious implications here, especially when it comes to this social media platforming and have discussions and the likes. So what I'm going to say to you is I'm going to go ahead and put that one up, but I don't want to play the whole thing. I may play a part. I don't know. I'll just go ahead and put the link up so you can, let me copy this. And so y'all can see for yourself. Go watch this, man. Go watch this and listen to it and have a better understanding of what these people are preparing to do. Because like I said, if we do not draw the line like the frog in the water, when you do decide to draw the line, it may be too late. So go watch this brother right here. It's on YouTube. I'll put the link also in the comments for those paying attention. It's right here. Go check this brother out. And I'm gonna play part of it really quick. Hang on a second.
This is one of those videos that absolutely everyone has to make sure you click the thumbs up button, and make sure you click that share button down below and get this video out there, because what's been revealed now in this new banning of TikTok legislation is that the government is doing exactly what the government does. And the things that they packed into this bill to try and ban TikTok is legitimately terrifying. It's just like the Patriot Act, only even worse in many cases.
No privacy.
They're running out. It's called the Restrict Act.
Listen,
And it is so intrusive, so ridiculously over the top that it even targets private users of VPNs with up to 20 years in prison. I'm going to get into this story right after I advertise a VPN. Make sure you check this out. Huge shout out to this video sponsor.
no, tell you what, family, I'm going to say this much. When the government can reach a stage where they get into the point where they're telling you you can't even use a VPN to serve the net, which gives basically a different location. It's a security feature that some people deploy to help them stay away from spyware or malware, whatever the case is. But this thing they're writing, right, is such that other countries like Barbados going to pick up this and try to run with some aspects of this stuff, because they keep talking about how they plan to put things in place and all this kind of stuff. Well, guess what? These are the kind of things we got to pay attention to, family. Like, seriously pay attention to. Because people always talking about, different spyware and this and that and this and that. That's all good and dandy. But that's not even the thing you should be concerned about. Because why they got you looking at all this other stuff, they're making ways and plans to limit how you can communicate with each other. And that right there for me is it. Like, is it? That's when people are going to start doing what? Getting back and realizing that, this is actually happening. Yes. They're literally looking to stop you from having access to information online and other places. So you could download some information, keep it safe, videos, certain things, keep a little archive, so you could share that with people necessarily down the line, because it may come a time in the not too distant future where what this other is talking about is legit real. And let me give you a piece more of this before we go, though. Let me give you a piece more.
On unlimited devices, so make sure you get yours today. This is nuts. This went from something that basically everyone agreed with to now something that everyone needs to know about and needs to fight against. Of course, our government does this. White House very in favor of bill to target TikTok. Now, we should have known something was afoot when so many Democrats were on board to also ban TikTok. It was weird that it had this bipartisan support. It was something I didn't really understand myself either. Appearing on CBS's Face the Nation on Sunday morning, Senator Mark Warner of Virginia said the proposed legislation had picked up support in his congressional chamber from 11 Democrats, of which he is one, as well as 11 Republicans. I think the White House is very in favor of this bill, said Warner, chair of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, without saying whether Biden's administration would push for these steps to be taken against TikTok. Warner added, we would give Secretary of Commerce the tools to ban or to force a sale. This is something that we're all basically okay with, right? Except that's not what it is. It actually goes much deeper. In fact, the bill to ban TikTok, this is from Greg Price, is absolutely terrifying. It gives the government the ability to go after anyone they deem, anyone they choose as a national security risk, at which point they can access everything from their computer to video games to their Ring doorbell camera. This is a Patriot Act for the internet. So let's look at Section 3, addressing information and communications technology products and the services that pose undue or unacceptable risk. The security in consultation with the relevant executive department and agency heads is authorized to and shall take action to identify, deter, disrupt, prevent, prohibit, investigate, or otherwise mitigate, including by negotiating, entering into, or imposing and enforcing any mitigation measure to address any risk arising from any covered transaction by any person or with respect to any property subject to jurisdiction of the United States that the Secretary determines. That includes desktop applications, mobile applications, gaming applications, payment applications, web-based applications. I mean, software, hardware, wireless networks, mobile networks, satellite payloads, satellite operations,
Cable.
long, short, and backhaul networks, edge computer platforms. I mean, everything. Everything.
Well, I'm going to pause it right there, family. When y'all get a chance, like I said, I put the link in the description just now. Go check that out, family. This is what's going on in America, which means that you got family living in America, send them that link, let them become aware of what people are planning. And again, family, this is all because we are not governing ourselves in our space. So those are subject to the jurisdiction of United States. The United States, we know who the states really are. It's fake. It don't really exist. So long as you're under the jurisdiction of the fictional character, you got to do what the characters say to do. Simon says to walk. Simon says to stop. Know yourself, family. A lot of them ain't got no love in their heart, family. They ain't got no love in their hearts at all. They ain't got no love for the people. None. None. So don't look for the love from them, man. We got to reach a point where we start doing what we got to do for each other. I tell you all that already. We got to do for self, family. And that's just, right now, that's where we at. We got to do for self. Got to do for self. Can't say it enough, man. Can't express it enough. Well, try as you may and see. Anyhow.
We want more love.
Try and see,
we got
family.
to show love. Queen Omega says show love. Yo, some of them ain't got no love. No love.
No love.
No love in them hearts. We see them gone. No love in
They
this
got
world.
no love.
They lose them soul under mind control.
Politicians ain't got
no love.
Politicians ain't
No
got
love. No love in them hearts.
Don't love the people here.
No love at all.
You love the state.
But this wicked system is tough before.
Legal fiction.
You cannot lead if you're not dealing righteousness.
Yes.
Equality for the people wants peace and justice. Freedom of choices and the right to take a stand against the great deception played upon the nation.
Jeez, hombre, the greatest deception played on
We
the
want
nation.
more love.
The greatest
We
deception
got to
played
show
on the nation. We
love.
being led
Queen Omega
by
says
a
show
fictitious
love.
entity.
Yo, some of them ain't got no love. No love. No love in them hearts. Me see them God. No love in this world when they lose them soul. And
You see that one in the dark,
some
man.
of them leaders got no love. No love.
Great reset.
No love in
It's
them
a fact.
hearts. Me see them God.
We're gonna reset this thing for real, man.
That's why this wicked.
We're gonna reset this. Listen now, listen now.
You cannot lead if you're not dealing
Righteousness.
righteousness. Equality for the people wants peace and justice. Freedom of choices and the right to take a stand against the great deception played upon the nation.
Yes.
And me not did the classes for see that them don't care them what they kill me ambition and sport.
Tell me career,
Look how them poison the
atmosphere,
them hatred and greed, injustice and fear got them got
no love.
no love.
Please, Lord. No love in them hearts.
Me see them
Please, Lord.
gone. No love
We
in
don't make it tell
when
them.
you lose them so
Tell them.
the mind control.
Tell them again. Tell them again.
No love, no love,
Put it to Armageddon.
no love in them hearts. We see them gone. No love,
They got no love in their heart, man.
this wicked system.
Wicked for real, man.
Love is the greatest power and it can't be denied.
Yes.
It's the raindrops that fall from the sky. The
Yes.
divinity we absorb every time the sun shine. We cannot live without love. Love is the most high. Me see it from a
Shout out to the whole Caribbean, man.
got them treat your people like
The whole Antilles.
Guinea hog. Not for them a
Greater and lesser Antilles.
bag while the lets them a smile and a bus and a
One nation family.
no love.
One nation family.
Love, no love,
National Congress coming soon.
God, no love, it
Across the whole region.
lose them soul under mind control.
Alliances, unification
Them got
time,
no
family.
love, no love,
Love is the key,
no
man.
love in them hearts. We see
Don't
them,
mind
God,
them.
no love at all.
Tell them, Queen. Tell them, Queen.
How long will the heathen rage creating mischief?
Right.
Take away from the people, yet nothing them a give. The struggle real, we struggling to stay alive. We see some a sell out them soul to survive.
Some a
For
sell out
me,
to
for no
survive.
blind man can see them have no heart. many weapons of destruction to keep us apart. You can check it out and do the math. Me know, say them can't escape the wrath. Cause them don't got no love.
No love, family.
No love.
No love, family.
No love in them heart.
They got no
Me see
love,
them
man.
God. No love in this world. Many lose them soul under mind control.
Mind
Some of them
control.
ain't got no love.
No love.
No love in them
Look, it's really
heart.
bad
Me
to
see
them.
them God. No love at all. That's why
They
this
got no,
wicked
man.
system it have to fall. You cannot lead if you're not dealing righteousness.
Righteousness
Equality
is
for
born.
the people wants peace and justice.
Where it's
Freedom
born,
of choices
family.
and the right to take a stand against the great deception played upon the nation. And me no need the glasses to see that them no care.
You see
They
them
want to kill
far,
me
family.
ambition and spoil me career. Look how them poison the atmosphere with all the hatred and greed, injustice and fear. Cause them got no love. No love. No love in them heart. You see them God. No love in this world. Many lose them soul under mind control. Some of them ain't got no love. No love. No love in them heart. Me see them God. No love at all. That's why this wicked system it have to fall.
The system, the wicked system, have to fall. She said, have to fall. Have to fall. Gee, don't. Look, man, I done talk, family. Link us up. Area code 246-838-8253. WhatsApp. Don't feel like, you know what I mean? Just link up. Let me vibes, build a vibes, connect. Now you want to give it, I want to just say thanks to everybody who be calling, messaging, and connecting them dots. Like utilize that math right there for greater purpose than self, man. Like I just give thanks. You know what I mean? I salute. It's humbling. It's just humbling. It's humbling. And, you know, we just give thanks to all those that came before that paved the way. Let us go forward and pave the way so that we can be spoken of in times to come. Rastafari. Family, y'all have a great evening. Rest up. Don't stress up. And just be upful and joyful. You know what I mean? Seek higher self, man. Seek higher self. Seek higher self. Love is love, man. Where there's a lack of love, there is every disorder. Facts. I like that one, family. I love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, JCU, man. It was purified for sure. Send 4 digits again, by the way. Don't forget. Yeah. Mystic said no more privacy. Let's see what's going on, man. Anyhow, family, we gonna link. We gonna link. You know what I'm saying? It's about what we do at this point. You know what I mean? In the more talk time. One down, one up. We ready. Be in style. I salute all. Queen, we're there, Queen. We're there, Queen. Give me that last hook again, man. Give me that last hook again.
Me see them God. No love in this world. Many lose them soul under mind control. Some of them ain't got no love. No love. No love in them heart. Me see them God. No love at all. That's why this wicked system it have to fall. You cannot lead if you're not dealing righteousness. Equality for the people wants peace and justice. Freedom of choices and the right to take a stand against the great deception played upon the nation. And me no need the glasses to see that them no care. They want to kill me ambition and spoil me career. Look how them poison the atmosphere with all the hatred and greed, injustice and fear. Cause them got no love. No love. No love in them heart. No love.